Hi everybody, I'm Kate from Espresso Pens and I'm super excited to be sharing with you guys today 3 different Sailor pens. What I really wanted to do was a nib comparison between these 3 because the first time that I was purchasing Sailor pens, I really didn't know anything about the nibs at all. I had no idea how they were going to write, and even though I was watching a few different YouTube channels like Aziza, who I totally love, and obviously Carrie from Pens and Tea, and Brian Goulet and SBRE Brown. Even though I had watched a bunch of videos, I never really saw like a Sailor nib comparison with kind of some more standard nibs that you can easily buy. So this is my first YouTube video. So if you like it, definitely give me encouragement, like, subscribe, leave comments, so that I can kind of have some motivation to continue, because the fountain pen world is super lovely and has a bunch of amazing people, and it would be wonderful to also be a part. So let's jump right in. The 3 Sailor pens that I have to share today are all Pro Gear Slims. The first one was actually the first one that I purchased. This is a Sailor 4 Seasons, it's hard to say, a Sailor 4 Seasons Yukitsubaki, which is the Snow Camellia, and I have it in extra fine. Then there's the Sailor for Wancher, Pro Gear Slim Hawaiian Ripe. And then the Sailor, Pent for Sailor Kasahana, which I think it means like a blue flower in Japanese. So the difference in the nibs is going to be that this one is an extra fine, the Hawaiian Ripe is a medium fine, and the Kasahana is a medium nib. All of these are 14 karat gold nibs. The Pro Gear Slim line tends to use 14 karat gold as opposed to the normal Pro Gear line, which is 21 karat gold. Sailor nibs are known for being very stiff, but depending on the nib, smooth or slightly scratchy, kind of like pencil-like, but a very kind of nice, toothy, pleasant feel, not like a scratchy, like bad feel, but there is kind of a toothiness to some of these nibs, but that's not always the case. So which is kind of why I wanted to do this general nib comparison. So let's jump right into it. Just general facts about Sailor is that obviously, for those who don't know, Sailor is one of the 3 big Japanese brands, Sailor, Platinum, and Pilot. And they are really kind of known for that pencil-like feel. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna do a writing comparison with each of these 3 different nibs. And yeah, let's take a look. Okay, we're going to start with the Sailor Pro Gear Slim Yukitsubaki. As you can see, here's the 14 karat extra fine nib. I have it inked with Robert Oster Cafe Crema. So we're gonna start to write. Let's see. An extra, maybe you can hear the scratchiness there on the microphone. And it's inked with Robert Oster Cafe Crema. Now, this is a pretty dry nib. I don't know if it could get much drier than this, but what I really appreciate about the extra fine is that it's so fine that you kind of get a little bit of line variation there. Here's me not pushing it. I'm gonna start to push it a little bit and a little bit more. That's pretty much all you get. This is a hard extra fine. All of Sailor's nibs are in fact hard nibs. So this is probably the toothiest nib of the 3. It's definitely the toothiest nib of the three, but I really appreciate it for using on Tomoe River paper that is very thin, or in the Hobonichi Techo planner. I can write really small with it. And it's lovely. I kind of get some shading in there. It's as if it was line variation, but it's really not. Like, these are not flex nibs. You can't push them at all. I wouldn't recommend that at all. They are gold nibs, but they are by no means soft. So let's take a look at now the Sailor for Wancher, the Hawaiian Ripe. This is a medium fine. Okay, again, 14 karat gold. Many people don't like these Pro Gear Slims. I find them to be comfortable. Perhaps my hands are on the small side, but I have to use them posted. Here we are, a this is going to be a little bit wetter, but it's not super wet. I have it inked with Colorverse, Andromeda, and as with the extra fine, just with the little swirls here, you can kind of get a tiny little bit of line variation. Here we are. But again, pretty hard, right? Like you can push it a tiny bit. I don't recommend pushing these at all, again, because they are not flex nibs. However, because they're fine, you can kind of really see a little bit there, just for fun. And now let's do the last nib here, the medium nib of the Kasahana, another Pro Gear Slim. Again, 14 karat gold. It's definitely a medium nib. And this, as opposed to the other two, is no longer toothy. It only has the slightest touch of toothiness. But I would say that it is very smooth. And I have it inked with Sailor Ink Studio number 162, which is a lovely color. Oh, I still have some Colorverse there on my finger. That's lovely. I would say there's like less line variation here. I'm not pushing it really at all. Here I'm pushing it a little bit. There's a tiny bit, but again, it's hard. You're not gonna get line variation, but because it's less fine, I feel like it really doesn't have any at all, and it's just kind of like quite on the buttery side. Hello, yay. Yay. So if you're looking to buy a Sailor nib, a Sailor pen, and you want a smooth writing experience, I would recommend the medium, or a medium, a broad, a zoom nib, a music nib, but medium and above. I wouldn't get a medium fine or a fine nib or an extra fine and think that you're gonna get a really smooth writing experience. Sailor nibs are known to be hard. They're known to be toothy, but in a pencil-like way. That is, slight but pleasant. I would definitely agree. For the extra fine and medium fine nib that I have, they are toothy but pleasant. Kind of like a pencil, right? Especially the medium fine. And it does change a little bit from paper to paper, but not that much. I love the extra fine. For somebody that loves medium nibs and like things being really buttery and smooth, I really actually appreciate the extra fine, and I'm really glad I have it in my collection because it's very different. It makes things easier to write. In my Hobonichi Techo planner, I really kind of appreciate how elegant my writing looks, and I generally write pretty small. So I like to have the extra fine. I think it's a great addition to anybody's collection. And the medium fine is lovely as well. Less toothy than the extra fine, but it's got a little bit of tooth in there. And the medium it feels almost like a different pen, right? At least to me. So I would say if you're looking to buy a Sailor pen, stick to medium if you want to get a smoother writing experience, and anything below medium if you're okay with a touch of toothy. Thank you so much for being with me today. Like and subscribe if at all possible, and thank you.